Forgotten Realms cities are not all built the same. If you have ever wanted a D&D city that feels like a place you could actually walk, eat, get robbed, and accidentally start a quest in, this countdown is for you. I am ranking 10 iconic cities by the thing that makes them worth the trip, not by how pretty the skyline is. By the end, you will know where to go for politics, magic, trade, danger, and the one city that can literally open a door to anywhere. I saved that one for last. Because in the realms, a good vacation plan usually begins with a map, a rumor, and at least one bad decision. Top 10 reasons to visit the Forgotten Realms. At number 10, Luskan is the kind of place you visit when you want salt on the air, knives in the dark, and a harbor that feels one storm away from history. The high captains keep the port loud, mean, and profitable, while the shipyards and taverns give you perfect pirate city energy. If you want your trip to feel like you might leave with a stolen relic or a forged passport, Luskan delivers. Number 9 is Athkatla, the city that turns every street into a bargaining table. It is all market stalls, gilded facades, and layers of wealth old enough to have its own shadow economy. Visit for theater, bazaars, and the sense that every smile might be priced differently. Athkatla is not the city you conquer. It is the city you negotiate with. At number 8, Port Nyanzaru brings color, heat, and chaos with a beach view. It is a jungle gateway wrapped around ancient trade routes, with dinosaur races, spice markets, and carved stone waterfronts that feel half resort, half expedition base. You go there for the energy, and you stay because every alley looks like the start of a legend. Number 7 is Calimport, the grand desert port where perfumes, silk, caravans, and ambition all get the same trade license. It is huge, dense, and ancient, with domes, courtyards, and markets that make every errand feel cinematic. If Waterdeep is a polished crown, Calimport is the jeweled dagger hidden in the sleeve. At number 6, Silverymoon is the stop for travelers who want beauty without losing their heads. It is elegant, scholarly, and almost offensively magical, with moon bridges, towers, and streets that feel curated by wizards with excellent taste. If you want a city where the architecture itself seems to cast protection spells, this is the one. Number 5 is Neverwinter, proof that a city can survive catastrophe and still look like a place you would book a room for. The river stays warm, the gardens keep blooming, and the rebuilt districts mix old resilience with new craft. It is less about decadence and more about that rare fantasy feeling of a city that chose to keep going. For a traveler, that makes it quietly unforgettable. At number 4, Menzoberranzan is the most dangerous beautiful city on the list, and that is exactly why it belongs here. Built in a vast underground cavern, it turns spider motifs, black stone, and glowing fungal light into something almost regal. You do not visit for comfort. You visit to see a civilization that made menace into interior design. And then you leave before someone decides you are a social liability. Number 3 is Baldur's Gate, where the road from adventure turns into a city with paperwork, dockside crime, and an excellent food scene. It is crowded, practical, politically messy, and always alive. You can be there for one day and witness a murder, a market deal, a cult, and a festival all before sunset. That is not a warning. That is the charm. Waterdeep takes number 2 because it does everything well and makes the rest of the realms look underbuilt. It is a cosmopolitan giant, guild halls, noble estates, harbor trade, hidden vaults, alleyway taverns, and enough culture to keep 3 campaigns busy. If Baldur's Gate is the city of action, Waterdeep is the city of possibility. You can arrive as nobody and leave owing favors to half the map. But the city I saved for last is the only one where the travel brochure needs a warning label. At number 1, Sigil is the ultimate destination because it is not just a city, it is the city of doors. Every alley can hide a portal, every market can sell impossible things, and every stranger might have stepped in from another plane 5 minutes ago. If the realms are about adventure, Sigil is about scale. This is the place where your vacation can become a multiverse problem before lunch. And that is why it wins. That is the whole trick. The best Forgotten Realms city is not just the one with the prettiest skyline. It is the one that changes the kind of story you are in the second you arrive. So which Forgotten Realms city would you visit first, and which one would you absolutely avoid after dark? Put your pick in the comments, because I want to know which kind of danger you book a room for. If you want more fantasy travel guides, stay with the Exo Guide. The next stop might be even stranger than this one.